Have you ever considered the power that manipulation holds over our lives? It's a subtle force, threading its way through our daily interactions. From the media we consume to the conversations we engage in, manipulation can shape our thoughts, feelings, and actions. But what if there was a way to counteract this influence? Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to maintain our composure and assert our own will. Stoicism can help us build a defense against manipulation. But what exactly is Stoicism, you may ask? Well, it's a philosophy that hails from ancient Greece, advocating for calm acceptance of fate and the events in our lives. Stoicism is built around four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It encourages us to understand that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. This philosophy emphasizes personal ethics and inner peace, and it ultimately teaches us to focus on what we can control. Our first Stoic lesson is about controlling our perception. Imagine your mind as a fortress. The walls are your perceptions, guarding you from manipulation. What you perceive shapes your understanding of the world. By controlling your perceptions, you decide which ideas may enter and which ones to keep out. You become the gatekeeper of your own mind. Remember, when you control your perception, you control the narrative of your life, not others. Our perception is our reality. The second lesson is acceptance. Acceptance might seem passive, but it's an active choice to let go of the futile struggle against the unchangeable. It is about understanding that some things are beyond our control. This wisdom shields us from manipulation, as we can't be swayed by false promises to alter the unalterable. We can then focus our energies on things we can influence, leading to a more balanced, resilient self. Remember, acceptance isn't resignation. It's an empowering decision. Acceptance is the key to freedom. Lesson 3 is detachment. In the realm of Stoicism, detachment doesn't mean indifference or lack of care, but rather an emotional independence. It's about not allowing our joy, peace, and decisions to be dictated by others. By mastering detachment, we create a buffer between external influences and our inner state, becoming less susceptible to manipulation. We become observers, not absorbers, of the world around us. Remember, the key is not to detach from emotions, but from the influence of others. Detachment allows us to remain unaffected. Lesson 4 is self-discipline. It's the power to say no when tempted, to stay grounded when the world around us is in chaos. It's the practice of making decisions that align with our values, not our momentary desires. Self-discipline is the silent sentinel, guarding us from manipulation by keeping our actions in line with our principles. It's our shield against the pull of fleeting temptations that could lead us astray. Remember, self-discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. The freedom to choose, to act, to live authentically. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of freedom. Lesson 5 is objectivity. In the grand theater of life, maintaining objectivity is like having a front-row seat to reality, unclouded by personal biases or emotions. It's about stripping away the layers of opinion and seeing things for what they truly are. Being objective helps us to make informed decisions, free from the strings of manipulation. It's not about being emotionless, but about not letting emotions cloud our judgment. Remember, the clearer our sight, the less likely we are to be deceived. Objectivity allows us to see the truth. Lesson 6 is resilience. It's the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, to spring back into shape. Imagine resilience as a shield, a protective barrier that keeps manipulation at bay. When we possess resilience, we're able to withstand the pressure to conform, to submit, to be swayed. We're able to dust ourselves off after a fall, to stand up stronger and more determined. It's an irreplaceable tool in the Stoics' arsenal against manipulation. Resilience helps us bounce back. Lesson 7 is mindfulness. This crucial aspect of Stoicism teaches us to stay present, to truly experience each moment as it unfolds. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate a keen awareness of our thoughts and feelings, and this awareness can help us detect and deflect attempts at manipulation. It allows us to recognize when our emotions are being played upon, preventing us from being swayed by others' agendas. Mindfulness, therefore, is not just about presence, it's about protection. Mindfulness keeps us anchored. Lesson 8 is virtue. Virtue is the cornerstone of Stoicism and a powerful tool against manipulation. It's about leading a life of moral excellence, making decisions based on principles, not emotions or external influences. When we are virtuous, we are not easily swayed by the whims of others. We stand firm in our beliefs, making it harder for others to manipulate us. Because remember, manipulation thrives in moral ambiguity. So cultivate virtue and be the master of your own actions. Virtue is its own reward. Lesson 9 is tranquility. This Stoic principle is a potent shield against manipulation. In the storm of life's difficulties, tranquility is the calm harbor where we find our footing. It's the quiet resolve that keeps us from being swayed by external influences. When we're tranquil, we're anchored, less susceptible to the manipulative currents around us. We're able to discern the truth from the deception, the genuine from the counterfeit. Remember, tranquility isn't about avoiding life's turbulence, but navigating through it with calmness and clarity. Tranquility brings peace. Lesson 10 is action. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. Stoicism isn't about idle contemplation, it's about putting ideas into practice. Action is your shield against manipulation. When you act upon your principles, you become less susceptible to outside influences. It's about not just reacting to the world, but proactively shaping your path. Remember, an idea without action is like a ship without a rudder, aimlessly adrift. So take command, steer your life. Action is the antidote to despair. Lesson 11 is wisdom. Wisdom isn't merely about having knowledge, it's about knowing how to apply that knowledge in practical situations. It involves discernment, the ability to judge which aspects of that knowledge are true, right, and lasting. Wisdom is the compass that guides use through the sea of manipulation, helping use to identify and avoid its treacherous currents. It equips use with the ability to see beyond surface-level intentions. Remember, wisdom is not a destination, but a journey. Wisdom is the key to understanding. Lesson 12 is simplicity. In a world that often thrives on complexity, Stoicism teaches us to appreciate the beauty of simplicity. It's about reducing life to its essentials, stripping away the superfluous. By doing so, we make it harder for manipulation to find a foothold. The less cluttered our mind and life are, the less room there is for manipulation to take root. It's about seeing through the illusions and focusing on what truly matters. Remember, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Lesson 13 is courage. It's the strength within us that pushes us to confront our fears, to face uncertainty, and to stand up against manipulation. It's not about being fearless, but rather about taking action despite the fear. When we harness the power of courage, we empower ourselves to make our own decisions, not swayed by external forces. Remember, courage is not about conquering the world, but about conquering your doubts and insecurities. Courage is the commitment to begin without any guarantee of success. Lesson 14 is justice. To the Stoics, justice was not merely about fairness or equality, it was a way of life. Living justly means acting with integrity, honesty, and respect for the rights and dignity of others. This approach to justice can shield us from manipulation by fostering a sense of personal responsibility and a commitment to truth. In this way, we become less susceptible to the manipulative tactics of others. Justice is not something that you do, but something that you are. Our final lesson is humility. Humility, often misunderstood, is a powerful antidote to manipulation. It's not about self-deprecation. Rather, it's about recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, keeping your ego in check. When you're humble, you're grounded, less likely to be swayed by flattery or fear. It helps you understand that you're part of a larger scheme of things, not the center of the universe. It fosters empathy, patience, and respect for others. Finally, always remember, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Stoicism provides us with the tools to avoid manipulation, control your perception, accept what is, detach and exercise self-discipline, be objective, resilient, and mindful. Practice virtue, tranquility, and decisive action. Seek wisdom, simplicity, courage, justice, and humility. These 15 Stoic lessons serve as a shield against manipulation, fortifying your mental resilience. They are not just lessons, but lifestyle choices that can empower you, making you invincible to manipulation. Remember, the power to avoid manipulation lies within you.